Hello and welcome back to our final day road tripping around Iceland via the Ring Road. We are Jordan and Soph. We left the US for a year-long trip around the world, which took us to 40 different incredible countries.
And this is a bamboo worm. Kind of tastes like a Dorito.
With Iceland being our final country for the trip, we have had an amazing time for the past week, camping, hiking, swimming, and sightseeing all across this beautiful country. But we are not done yet. Join us on our 8th day on the road as we make our way down the west coast. Welcome back. It is officially our last day doing our road trip around the Ring Road here in Iceland. Today we are on the Snæfellsnes Peninsula and we are starting the day out at Kirkjufell waterfall, which is absolutely stunning because it has a mountain like Jordan described that looks like a little wizard's hat.
After we get down out here on the peninsula, we're gonna head back into more of the middle of Iceland and go to the Thingvellir National Park, which is one of the most renowned national parks here in Iceland, before finally dropping off our car tonight around 7 p.m., which will be a little sad, but it'll also be very nice to finally get to sleep in a real bed.
This stop is really beautiful. It's a very simple walkout. The parking lot, however, there is I think about a $7 parking fee to pay to park here, but across the road is a little area that is free to park, so that's what we did because prices really rack up here. We camped at this town that's right next to this waterfall last night. It was a very simple campground, and yeah, we just grabbed some coffee in town this morning, headed down here. The crowds are already out, but that's all right. Still a gorgeous stop. Now we're gonna hop back in the car, drive down the road to the end of the peninsula. So our next stop on our road trip on the peninsula today is this iconic church behind us. It's a very famous photography spot, but it is so pretty because this quaint little church is sitting at the top of a hill and it has a glacier behind it. I can also tell that these plants are lupin. They're out of season right now, which is disappointing. I think their peak season is June and they go into July. They are like a wild weed here that the locals do not like because it is invasive and it's spreading like wildfire across the island, but they're personally my favorite flowers. So I'm bummed that they're not in season right now because this would be so gorgeous. The church on the hill with a field of flowers in front of it. So that would be really cool if you're here earlier in the season. But we're still just gonna walk up, check out the beautiful church, this beautiful area. Like I said, there's a huge glacier behind it. It has a cloud that's kind of hanging over it, but it's so pretty. And we're also close to the sea right here. So it's a great stop right off the Ring Road and another beautiful stop this morning. We made it out to the end of the peninsula with the beautiful orange lighthouse right here behind us. What's so cool about this is it sits on lava cliffs. We just drove through basically a lava field of rocks It was kind of a rough road, but it was so pretty and such unique landscape inside this national park.
Normally, I would absolutely hate driving on that kind of road just because it is so rough and you have to like be very careful on everything. But like the landscape here is just so amazing that it is so worth the drive.
This lighthouse was taken into use in 1931 and still stands here today and is a great little stop, not only to see it since it's super beautiful, but also to see like the lava cliffs and some of the sea life that surrounds it. So we're gonna go and check it out. Sad are you that it's our last full day in Iceland?
It's not our last full day in Iceland. We have a couple more days here in Iceland, but it's our last full day of the road trip, which is quite sad because like the road trip kind of does feel like we're ending everything, even though we have a couple more days of travel before we go back to the US. So I'm sad.
Aw. Soak it in. So we just parked at what is the next stop, which is the Black Church in Budir. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Anyway, we drove across the peninsula from the north to the south. It's super pretty because you're going through like lava fields, and yeah, we can see snow up in the mountains, some glaciers, a ton more waterfalls, of course. So this church is really interesting because it dates back to like the 19th century, and there used to be a whole community here, but due to flooding from the ocean, the whole community kind of picked up and moved, and this is really all that's left. So that's why this church is kind of out here and it's lonesome, surrounded by a lava field. So that's pretty cool. There is a hotel here now for tourists, of course. That's pretty close to it, but we were able to drive up literally right next to the church. It's right over there. It's kind of cold and windy, and there's tourists swarming it. So I thought we would just chat here super quick. It was also, this area was important when the Danish were kind of at the peak of their trading empire. This was like a port for them. People would like trade fish and things like that. So there used to be a lot of paths where horses would carry the carts full of fish back and forth. And Jordan is doing a great job driving. He's tired of driving yet?
I was just checking out how much more driving we have to do. Then it's 2.5 hours all the way down to Thingvellir, and then like another hour after that. So we're down to only 3.5 hours of driving, but that means we still have 3.5 hours of driving.
That's true. Jordan's doing great on these roads. When you stay off the F roads, it's not too bad, but just driving a lot every single day is tiring, and we are so tired. But that's okay. We are pushing to the end. Now we're going to stop being lazy. We're going to get up and we're going to go walk out to the church. And yeah, check it out. Looks super cool. Also, we were just about to get out and we saw that there's literally a whole like wedding photo shoot going on out here. So it's not a hidden gem. It's definitely not. Very popular. We have tour buses parked. You know how it is. A lot of our places in our vlogs might look emptier than they actually are because I try to take video with kind of angling it so you don't see tourists, because tourists definitely take away from it. But we are tourists, but over tourism isn't fun.
We also get to a lot of the like most popular places very early in the morning. So like we're beating a lot of the crowds. And then when we end up like showing up to other places more in the afternoon, then we can definitely tell there's way more people there at that time.
And today we slept in, so we are beating no crowds, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Stop being lazy. Stop being lazy. Oh wait, it's not that cold out. What's my problem? So we are constantly taking off layers and putting on layers. Can't stress how much you need layers here, because it gets warm in the car and then you step out and it's cold and windy, but it's actually a decent day today.
All right, our very last stop on our road trip here in Iceland is actually at one of the most popular places to stop here in Iceland, and that's Thingvellir National Park. So right now I'm actually walking in between two continents. So there's the North American tectonic plate and the Eurasian tectonic plate. They crash together right here in Iceland, and this is the only place where you can actually see them above sea level. Not too far away, there's actually a lake where you can also scuba dive through them. Unfortunately, we're not doing that today. We're just walking through them, but it's still extremely cool to be standing right in between two continents. It is very, very busy here. One of the reasons for that too is because like this is generally considered the start of the Golden Circle. So what that is just like a very popular tourist circuit that you can do in a day or two just right outside of Reykjavik, and you get to see a lot of the highlights down here in southern Iceland. So that's why there are so many people stopping by, because it is like the start of the Golden Circle.
So the time has come for us to repack our absolute disaster that we've created in the Jeep that we've been living out of for the past week, even longer than a week. We have to go drop this off at the rental place, but we don't want to show up like this because it's so bad. So we're just going to take some time now to rearrange everything so that we're a little put together when we show up to the rental car place.
Going. I'm trying to remember where I shoved stuff because I just shoved things everywhere because we didn't have enough space. So it's like shoving things in every nook and cranny. Now I just have to figure out where all that is.
Here we go. But first, agua, because the sun came out and it got really toasty out today. I have like no energy to even begin. Did you see a garbage anywhere?
No. This is not necessarily our proudest moment, just repacking everything in the middle of a parking lot in the middle of a national park, but you do what you gotta do.
And just like that, we are packed. Not very well, but it'll do the trick. And we are on our way now back to Reykjavik. Our adventures are not completely over because we will be spending a day in Reykjavik exploring the city and trying a lot of food. I don't know. There's something about the flavor of that just isn't for me. Put our little hot dog in. Look at how perfect this little hot dog holder is. This is good. You're gonna like this. So that is all for today. Since we are just turning it in, that is not very exciting. So we will see you in the next one very soon.